Hello and welcome to round 2, back 9, FPO lead card coverage of Knobulus Maximus 2019. Sitting next to me is Lori Merriman. Lori, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Nate. We also have local Alanna Poole, and from Ohio we have Rachel Wiegand.
And for those of you who don't know, I am Nate Langer. I am your tournament TD today, and I'm going to be helping Lori out with some commentary for this back 9 coverage. The ladies started on hole 17 to start the front 9, so they are going to be starting on hole 8 for the back 9, and I believe you have a 3-stroke lead over Rachel with only 9 holes to play. How are you feeling going into hole 8 here?
I'm feeling I've got some redemption after the last hole in that front 9.
Yeah, we did see an unfortunate bogey out of you on that hole after 2 very early mistakes. But a good third shot to recover, and as I said, you do still have a 3-stroke lead. But we are going into the par 4 stretch of the course on the back 9, and we definitely have some distance challenges coming up. As you'll see on hole 8 and hole 9, they are a little bit more open, but as we get into holes 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, the gaps keep on getting tighter. So getting the 3s on these 2 par 4s is very important. And I would imagine Rachel's going to be getting aggressive coming down the stretch here. So let's see how you respond. And the pro play here is to kind of just lay up to the A position. Hopefully you can get within distance to see the basket, which is in the C position. I believe it is just over 500 feet, maybe 501. So you're going to want to play a hyzer flip, maybe a flex, shooting this right gap, and just want to get around this tree, or as you did, maybe poke through it a little bit. But this is the trouble here. If you leave it a little bit short, it's hard to gauge this distance because Elena's probably got 175 feet to clear the hill, and then maybe another 100 feet afterwards of just straight downhill. So this needs to be a committed shot. Looks to be finishing a little early left, but should make for an easy 4 for her. Looks like maybe you're throwing a mid-range here?
I'm going to say yeah. I think it's that rat again.
Going back to the rat.
We're very fortunate on this day. It was no wind. Kind of got hot there. But a nice October day, playing in shorts.
If only I wasn't running a tournament, I probably would have played. But you know, someone's got to make that sacrifice and stay under the pavilion all day. So we see Rachel saying no, but getting just inside the circle there. That's gonna be a death putt. But I think she does have the fortunate break of watching you putt first here. See what I was saying with that slope. It does slope down 2 out of bounds, about 60 feet behind this basket, and it's very easy to catch a roll all the way down there. Looks like you're lining this up for 3. Big putt here after the 4 on the last hole. Ooh, just a little right. Looks like it didn't get too far away from you, though. But an opportunity here for Rachel to make some early strokes back. Big putt for her right now. As you can see her taking her time here. That is a great commitment. Do you think she was going to make that?
I thought so, yeah. Rachel's got a pretty good inside putting game.
That is good to see. Make for some fun action coming into these next few holes. So we have Alanna here dealing with one of these rocks. Might have saved her from going a little further than she did, but definitely in her way now on the putt. Looks to be just a little high as it skips off the basket. Should make for an easy 5, though. Oh, no chains needed there on that putt. Might have rushed it, but thankfully you were close enough that those are pretty hard to miss unless you do something really bad. Thankfully you only did it half bad. You see some beautiful foliage there in the background for hole 8. We are going to move into hole 9. Rachel closed that gap to just 2 strokes. We are playing to the C position today. It is 399 feet. Pretty much 375 of those feet are straight uphill. So it is a crush to get to this top of the hill. I'd imagine most of you guys are just, laying up to about 3/4 of the way up there. Rachel may be trying to bite off a little bit more with this big flex as she airs it out right about to that sweet spot I was talking about. Looks like you're going hyzer, maybe hyzer flip here. Maybe a hyzer that didn't flip.
Yeah, just a big hyzer.
That's a common mistake, honestly. It's a
Working
smart miss.
Upshot angle.
Yeah. The smart miss is to stay on the left side of this path. As I mentioned, it is 399, but it doglegs on that last 99 feet. And if you try and cheat that corner or hug it too far right, it is thick bumble back there. And you can definitely gain a lot of strokes trying to fight through it. See Alanna here probably looking to lay this forehand up. Just maybe right about to the mouth of the gap, right at the corner. Maybe a little bit further. Straight uphill though. And gets almost to the top of the hill there. She should be able to see the basket from there though. Here we have you, Lori, as we see maybe a rec group in the background. Wondering how you got so far up that hill. Going back to another stand and deliver here. Is that a preferred shot for you on these up shots?
Yes.
Off the tee?
Yeah.
Oh, and just hugging that corner a little bit. Looks like it didn't go too deep in the woods, though. Should make for an easy pitch out for 4. We will see, though. Definitely room to attack here for Rachel again. Wonder what's going through her head right now. If she's thinking about trying to park this or not, as I imagine she would be. Looks to be going backhand and hyzer with a mid-range. Oh, almost the same mistake as you, but manages to sneak through. Just about inside the circle there for 3. Here we have Alanna now, looking to get up and down for her par. Going with the turnover putter, maybe even a little bit of a bit there out of her. Here we see where you ended up. Remember what you had here, what you were thinking?
No.
Maybe that you need to mark it. Maybe that you should do some more yoga. Who knows?
Yeah, right?
I will say that is much more of a stretch than I can do, and I have some pretty long legs. So, pretty jealous of that, to be honest. And a good effort from there, too. Unfortunately, there is one tree left in your way here, and a big putt. As we can see Rachel's disc right there. Oh, it just catches the nub. So Rachel for 3 could tie things up right now. I believe she does right there. That's a great 3 from her in a pressure moment. Looks like we're going to see some drama unfold here. We have another tree in the way, but Alanna looks to have taken the other route around it as opposed to you. That's a great putt right there. And that is an unfortunate 5, but a good putt to finish the hole for Alanna. So you look to tap in your 4.
5.
Your 5, sorry. Read that wrong. Bringing us into hole 10. As we see, we are knotted at the top between Lori and Rachel. I want to say we're playing to the 8 position today. I'm pretty sure we are. Just under 300 feet. Downhill shot. Very, very downhill, playing essentially back down the hill we just played up. And you're just going to want to park it, hopefully. See Rachel, unfortunately, turn it over a little bit too much. Common mistake here, though. Ending right is much better than ending left, so not a bad miss out of her. It's definitely the safer play, taking this backhand hyzer, trusting it to skip up right to the basket. It is a great shot. Do you throw down the middle, or do you take the hyzer here?
I just recently have been taking the hyzer route.
Yeah?
With that rat again.
Going with the rat again. It's maybe your new favorite disc here. Looks to be maybe a little bit earlier than Alanna's, but maybe didn't get as much skip. Could be a little bit closer. We'll have to see. Definitely closer than Rachel, though. Rachel looks to be 10 feet outside the circle. Downhill, though. And just a little short out of her, but she's not going to pay the price. You look to be just inside the circle here. Chance to take back that lead. Oh, just short, unfortunately. So see a little frustration out of there from you. Now this is the end of a long weekend of disc golf in Pittsburgh. We had the hunt the day before at Deer Lakes, which is a great tournament run by Eric Nichols, which I believe, did you play in that too?
No.
You did not this year. Okay. I know we had a lot of competitors in our field out here who did play both events, so there was definitely some tired faces at the end, but nonetheless I think they were all still happy. Fortunately, Alanna does not connect on her putt. A bit of a pressure putt here for Rachel. Not too much left, but this is to keep the tie in the lead, and she does. And we'll see Alanna tap out for her 3 here. And that is it for the hole. Bringing us into hole 11. Another par 4. It is playing to the A position at 277 feet. But don't let that distance fool you, because it is a tight uphill dog leg for the first 200 feet of this hole, requiring about 350 feet of power. So to see someone go through this gap is a great shot, as we see Rachel taking the wide outside right gap, and she got a good way up there. May even have a little putter look for 2. I assume we're going to see this outside wide hyzer play a lot from our FPO lead card. As getting right there really doesn't change too much. I wouldn't imagine you guys are trying to park this for 2. I don't know. Myself, even being a power player, I rarely get there, so I often elect to take the outside route just because it's a little safer, but that is a great shot from you going right down the middle. Maybe a little shout out to Rachel, like, hey, I'm not scared of these gaps right now. And it's always good when your competitor plays the safe shot and you have the opportunity to play the more aggressive shot, and you do to perfection. You see Alanna throw a good little up shot there with the forehand. Here's Rachel. Is she lining up a jump putt here? She is. That is a good upshot from her. Quite a bit of distance there too, as we see you also throwing the jump putt. Making for a very easy 3 here. This is one of the easier positions, but you can definitely still get into a lot of trouble, as that gap off the tee was really tight, but we saw some great execution from our FPO lead card today as they tap in for their easy birdies. Bring us into hole 12 in the B position at 327 feet. Another tight gap. See a lot of hyzer flips, a lot of anhyzers, some forehands too. I would imagine Rachel's probably going with the anhyzer here, But unfortunately, it's a little bit too high out of her hand, and it does not squeak through the gap, and she'll find herself short left, probably throwing an approach there, unfortunately. Alanna going with the forehand here. Right down the gut, or sneaking through the middle of both of the gaps. Perfect shot. Look to be going backhand Anheuser with a driver of sorts. Just a little low. But not the worst kick in the world. We see Rachel here with a bit of a touchy upshot as this basket is on a slope. So she's really going to need to control that angle. Make sure she lands high of the basket, lets it skip down, but not too high, and that is perfect. And maybe a bit of a bit there.
Yeah, I had to
why
try.
Not? Why not, right? It's definitely, that can be a risky shot. But it looks like you made a really good adjustment on the speed of your putt there to not go too far away. And a great layup there from Alanna. Should make for another good frame of threes here if you can connect on this putt. And you do.
Connected.
Good stick right there as we see some excitement from you. Great to see there. If only it was for two though, right?
If only.
And a very nice par frame right there to round out hole 12. And we are going to start arguably one of the harder stretches on the course, in my opinion, in holes 13 and 14. Back-to-back par 4s. We are playing to the C position here, which is 501 feet. It is another big tunnel shot, but now we have OB to the right and a creek, which is very easy to access if you kick an early tree throwing a fast driver. As I would imagine, most of you guys are probably throwing some type of an Anheuser or Heiser flip high, trying to bite off as much as you can and fight through these trees. Great shot there from Rachel. Hopefully she's not in the way of those guardian trees right there. Alanna looking to match, but unfortunately finding a little bit of a Heiser finish there early, just in front of the red tee. Look to be going back to that same pink disc you threw on the last hole. It's good to see you have no bad feelings with it. Looks to be a much more committed shot than last time. Right down the middle. Might have some trees in your way for the second shot here, but straight up and down to the basket. See Alanna with a touchy gap here. Hard to say if she's going to go for this Heiser and Heiser, but they're both accessible. Got to keep it low though. If she matches the angle right, she can skip quite considerably towards the basket. Just almost flexes out in time, but that should make for an easy par. Bit of a touchy shot here for you. Testing that OB, and maybe got stuck up there behind a tree or something. Hard to say as we didn't quite see the disc finish there. Rachel looking to put this one close. Asking for it to sneak, and it gets a skip. That might be inside the circle there. We will have to see. This basket is right in front of out of bounds, so you do see a lot of short shots end up short, especially on the second one. You definitely want to put it close. There's a good shot out of Alanna. You look to be laying up there. And yeah, Rachel just maybe just inside, just outside, hard to say. A little bit of a tester putt here, as you can see that OB that creeps up right behind it. Just a little low for her, unfortunately, and I think that'll keep you guys tied, right? If you can make this putt.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I jinxed it. Oh. We see a little frustration there out of you.
Definitely.
Oh, man. So we do see a little bit of a switch atop the leaderboard here now, as you were leading through most of these holes. Now Rachel has a one-stroke lead going into our next par 4, and we still have that creek on the right side. Definitely don't want to go left early too to get into that bumble that we were mentioning earlier, but you're going to want to play hyzer to hyzer flip to about 300 feet, leaving a tricky shot getting back to the C position, I believe. Rachel with the advantage now. Leaving it a little inside, but it just breaks around those trees, and that is a great first shot. And we are actually playing to the B position, excuse me. So that will make for a much easier upshot for her. Here's Alanna also playing it perfectly right down the middle, just a little shorter. Very nice and controlled though. And here you are. Long sleeves back on. What are you thinking here coming into this hole? Maybe just you wish you had brought sunglasses?
Yeah, some sunglasses or a hat.
Yeah. Ooh, a little early, but does not pay the price at all, as you get a very favorable kick right back to the middle of the fairway there. You think that was maybe a little bit of the pressure of missing that putt back there that got to you?
Yeah.
I tend to find that whenever I play one of these holes bad, I usually play the other one too. These two holes are, like I said, if you've played this course enough, you know that you can get them very easily. But it's just so easy to miss. And when you do, it gets in your head. But thankfully that tree didn't really think like that for you. Because you should have probably about a 250 foot, maybe 200 foot pitch up. An easy hyzer. Just want to miss that bent tree. And unfortunately, coming out a little early, gonna have a bit of a tester putt there. Let's see how Rachel reacts to that, as we do only have a few holes left here. Needs to put this close to keep the lead, but saws it off a little bit more. Gets through everything again, though. She is just finding those local routes today.
She is.
Have to be just on the circle's edge there. Oh, unfortunately, just a little high. Hate to see it. Last one was low. This one was high. Hopefully you can make the correction on the next one. But Rachel leaves it wide right. Maybe a little bit of a tester putt coming back too. See how she responds, as we have Alanna for the very easy 3 right there, I believe. That was in fact 4-3. Rachel for par here. Ooh, that is a tough miss. I believe that's going to tie things back up going into hole 15. Only 2 holes left. Provided you make this one. Dealing with a little bit of mud there. Doesn't seem to affect you though. Now, hole 15 is one of those ones where pretty much everyone in all divisions is looking to get a 2 here. But it is a tight little gap right over OB. A lot of trees in the way, but it is only 167 feet. So I'm hoping we see 3 2s here, but you never know.
Rachel's still up by 1.
Oh, she is. good shot from Alanna right there. Just want to throw a soft hyzer, skip up to the basket. Not asking for too much here, and if you give it too much of a chance, there is that OB road that we saw on hole 18 coming into play again. Just a little flick of the wrist there for you. Was that rat again?
Yeah.
All right, I think I know what your favorite disc is now. Oh, and Rachel just leaves it a little bit wide. Might be an outside the circle look there for her. As you've got probably about a 15-20 footer. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at that disc in the background. Slow roll, OB. Hopefully Alanna didn't see that at all.
Oh, great putt by Alanna.
No fear, no distraction. That is a great putt by Alanna for 2 there. And I believe that's a turkey for her, maybe. Oh, and Rachel just off the top for 2. She is now coming back for 3. It's a good committed putt there. Now a big pressure putt here for you. But you make easy work of it, tying things back up with Rachel with only 1 hole left to play. And we are playing it from the blue tees. You guys have played the white tees for every other hole, but hole 16, all divisions do play the blue tees, so that way we don't have any crossing fairways. And this is a crazy finishing hole, especially with a tie. So as you can see, it's a very tight uphill shot leading back up to Tournament Central, so a lot of distractions on the hill, and you are throwing from OB. So if you miss this gap, you can see that white line there. If you come back from that, or if you don't get across that white line, you're re-teeing. As you ask for it to fight, and it does get halfway up the hill. Pressure on Rachel here now. And she comes out early, but fights through most of it too. So we see some frustration there out of Rachel.
Alanna's been throwing the sidearm a lot today.
Yeah. It's been working out really well for her too.
Yeah, she's gotten really good with it.
That's good to see. Knob Hill can definitely play a little forehand friendly at times. It's definitely helped me out with mine over the years. It's good to see her making those adjustments.
I think I just comment.
As you maybe comment on how many times she has done that forehand today. I guess it is a new thing. And that is a great upshot from Rachel there to put the pressure on you to put this close. So you look to be about 2/3 of the way up the hill, maybe a little putter approach, but leaving it a little short maybe. Landing here for par to finish the day out. Just a little short for her.
I think I needed to make that to secure the win.
Ooh, and I believe that was for the win, wasn't it?
It was for the tie.
And there we go. We are tied up at the top. You're doing a little double checking now.
Overall or this round?
Those numbers don't. It should be.
We have a little discrepancy here between the scorecards that we had and the graphics you're seeing right now, but we do have a tie at the top between Rachel and Lori, so we are going to move into a sudden death playoff. It is a loop of holes 17, 18, and then 16 again. So 3 holes that you can see easy 2s and very easy 2s turn into unfortunate 4s quickly. And this is right at the end of the day, so we have almost all of our player base up at Tournament Central right now watching as we see Rachel teeing off right here. Oh, unfortunately leaving it a little long. That's going to roll to about 60, 70 feet. So if you can put this within tapping range, you might be able to secure this dub.
Once again, I've got the rat in my hand.
Not surprised at all by that shot.
Trust this thing.
I expect you to put it close with the way you've been throwing that disc today.
Get in.
We have it just trickling right up to the basket. It's a great shot from you right there. See what Rachel can do here. Yeah, she's probably in that 60, 70 foot range. Straight uphill. Just leaves it a little short left. And here we have you from about that 20 foot distance. This is a big putt here because see that drop off behind the basket. Definitely need to connect. And just sneaking it in for the dub. As you see, that might not be a championship putt, but you did get it in. So that is going to secure the victory for you today at Knobulus Maximus. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was a fun time playing with Rachel and Alanna. It was awesome to see Rachel play the course so well, you know.
Was that her first time playing?
No, she's played it before, but
Oh, okay, yeah.
come out and, you know, almost beat the local pro. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was some great competition that we were fortunate to see today. So big shout out to Disc Golf Examiner for getting out here and not only covering the FPO but also doing MPO coverage too. Which if you haven't seen that, go check it out. But if you guys want any more awesome disc golf content, make sure to like and subscribe to the Disc Golf Examiner. And thanks for watching.